Alright, so good afternoon everyone. I am your teacher Krisa, and now we are here in Module 4, which is producing learning resources using technology tools. In the lesson 1, which is the human and non-human learning resources or the instructional materials. So now let's start. So instructional materials, also referred to as teaching or learning materials. So it is any collection of materials including animate and inanimate objects and human and non-human resources that an educator may use in teaching and learning situations to assist achieve desired learning objectives. So it is used by using these materials, it is more easy to teach and um, mas yung mga estudyante. Mas madaling maintindihan ng mga estudyante kung gagamit ng like for examples or mga models. Then instructional materials may aid a student in concretizing a learning experience to form learning more exciting, interesting, and interactive. So, by using TLM or teaching learning materials, the class will be more interactive and exciting. And if the class is more interactive, more learnings ang makukuha ng estudyante. Kasi the class is more engaging. Then the term encompasses all the materials and physical means a teacher might use to implement instructional and facilitate students' achievement of instructional objectives. So instructional materials are often classified by type, including print, visual, and audiovisual, among others. So for the print, we have the textbooks, pamphlets, handouts, study guides, and manuals. So I know, class, that this is all familiar to you since I think elementary pa lang is gumagamit na tayo ng textbooks and mga handouts and study guides. The next will be the audio. So in audio, we have the cassettes, microphone, and podcast. Then the visuals, we have charts, real objects. So real objects may be used as a model to describe or to connect with the lesson. Then photographs, and transparencies. Then the audiovisual, we have the slides, tapes, films, film strips, televisions, video, and multimedia. These slides, for example, the slides is the Google Slides or the PowerPoint presentation of the teacher. So next is the electronic interactive. So we have the computers, graphing calculators, and tablets. So computer nowadays is very common and very useful to us, especially now that we are in the new normal situation or in the new normal learning. So next, we have the human and non-human resources. So human learning resources. So these contain individuals who provide various services within the teaching and learning process. So they include professionals and non-professionals. So human learning resources, it is the ability of, for example, the ability of the teacher to teach, or the ability of the person that he or she is able to teach, or he or she has the capability to teach. And even non-professionals. So like for example is school or sa school na where I get my NC2 sa FOS is if nakakuha na ako ng NC2, so I can train na, even if at my young age, I can train na sa other na NC2 na students. So even if undergrad pa ako sa college is maka-train ako sa katong mga other na bag-o na pud na mag-training sa front office. So inana siya kasi kumbaga may nalalaman ako, I have the knowledge already, so I can say that I am capable to teach or to train them. So human resources are those resources that human possess with them. So like what I have said is nasa kanya or nasa akin or nasa kumbaga human ability na talaga siya. The next is the non-human learning resources. So it includes physical facilities and instructional materials, which function tools and devices through which stimuli are often passed or obtained. So in this kind of non-human learning resources is gumagamit na ng mga facilities or a place. Like for example, sa science laboratory is natin mga dito, natin mga paraphernalia, mga tools and equipments dito. So that would be one of the non-human learning resources. So these are resources that are outside citizenry. So these are resources that are tangible things. So tangible things na hahawakan or objects that exist externally or individuals. So they will be seen, experienced, and employed by people. So they will be seen, so nakikita at nararanasan, and it is also kumbaga nakakasalamuhan ng mga tao or na-experience ng mga tao. Okay, next we have, so for example, so human learning resources is the teacher. So sa teacher or any trainee or any people na there's a capability to teach. So it is within the person na, so it is an ability to teach or to train. So next is the non-human learning resources. So it is tangible, so nahahawakan. It can be seen, so nakikita, and it can be used by the people. Next is types of instructional materials. So non-projected, so we have here 7 types of instructional materials. So first is non-projected displays, printed and duplicate materials, projected displays, audio materials, link audio and still visual materials, film and video materials, and computer-mediated materials. So first, we have the non-projected displays. So these are visual displays which will be shown to a category, small group, or individual student without the utilization of an optional or electronic projector of any sort. So, for example to this is chalkboards, marker boards, flip charts, wall charts, poster, mobiles, realia models, and photographic prints. So chalkboards. So I know that that all of you know what chalkboard is. Then marker boards, or another term, we call that as a whiteboard. So this kind of materials, without the utilization of electronic projector or any sort. So it is very common, the traditional way of teaching, like chalkboard lang. Before katong sa una katong dili pa kaayo in anak ako ang technology is, di ba, naga chalkboard lang, or like the marker boards or mga charts, then mga wall charts, di ba, sa atong room or di ba sa inyong room makita niyo mga posters, then may mga models kanang kay para reflect, so para maka-reflect ang mga students ilang learn, like for example kuan na si ma'am na like sa mapa. So sa Pilipinas diri naka-locate in Davao, so it is nindot siya kung naay posters or naay maps na makita gyud sa students kung asa gyud napita ang Davao, kasi mas kumbaga mas marlate or mas makuan, mas maget sa students nga that is Davao, dira naka position. So next, we have the printed and duplicated material. So they're textual and handout materials to be employed by students or trainees, which may be escaped in large numbers by printing machines, photocopiers, and duplicators. So example, handouts, assignment sheets, textbooks, and books. So books is the best example of printed and duplicated materials. So as obviously, books are printed and duplicated. Kaya mo na siya gidibag na distribution sa students or ginapod-apuran ang mga students where para maka-learn, and also na po dito ang uban assignments. So for the handouts is very useful for just students, no? Labi na kapag ting review. So handouts is very helpful. Next, we have the projected displays. So these are samples of motion pictures, slide of varied sizes, transparencies for overhead projection, and specialized equipment like rear screen projection or an opaque projector. So, for example, is the steel projected displays, film strips, overhead, slides, projector, transparencies. So example to this is, or atong mga ilhan jud is ang PowerPoint presentation si teacher. Diba is kanang gina gina-project sa teacher ang lesson. So dito para isa po siya sa way na kanang makita sa tanan klase ang gina-discuss ni ma'am. Okay. Lahi ra man good nga kanang makita jud bitaw ma-present jud siya. Okay man pod ang kanang magtan-aw og libro sa kuan, magtan-aw og libro sa kunwari magbasa ang teacher din magsunod ang students sa kuan. But mas mo okay man gud siya kung naay gina-present bitaw sa front kay murag ma-reflect yun sa student ba nga ay mo ay gina-explain ni ma'am, mo ay ginapasabot ni ma'am. And isa po siya sa kanang effective way of learning. Next is the audio materials. So, all the varied systems whereby simple audio material is often played to a category, group, or individual. So, the radio broadcast, audio disc, and audio tapes. So, audio tapes ay radio broadcast. So, sa karon sa atong new normal is na ako makadungog tanog kanang di ba napod sa TV na kanang gina-broadcast ang kanang magtudo na teacher din napod sa radio. So ako na experience yun ako kumbaga kay kami is paminaw mi graduate din murag na kuan lang dito nga channel ba. So naagi siya no kanang effective man pud siya kay I have my younger brother, so murag mukuan po siya na kanang kumbaga makasabay-sabay siya sa kanang gina-broadcast bitaw sa radio na katong ginatudlo. So kanang okay po siya nga way sa learning. And the audio disc. So audio disc is or kanang gina-play nga tapos instructional materials gina-play na kanang nga discussion o maka-learn in somehow maka-learn jud pud ang students. Sabi katong mga students bitaw na nabay students na kanang okay lang nga dili bitaw nila makita basta madungog lang nila, at least madungog lang nila kanang mag-gets bitaw nila dayon. Yeah, so next we have the link audio and still visual material. So these are combinations of audio and visual materials to make an excellent instructional system and includes several media that are particularly suitable to be used in individualized instruction. So we have the radio vision programs, or the tape model and tape relay. So in this type of instructional materials is combine na ang audio and still visual materials. So at the same time, may nakikita ka, may naririnig ka rin. Next, we have the film and the video materials. So these are media materials that can be able to audio signals to be combined with moving visual sequences, thus enabling an extra dimension to be added to integrated audio-visual presentation. So for example, television, broadcast, tape film programs, videotape, and video disc recordings. So television, I know na kailan man tatanan og TV no kay kita most of us or kita tanan is na TV sa balay. So television dili ko kalimot my elementary experience during our science time. Among teacher is kanang nagpa-play siya og nagpa-tape siya og sineskwela, di ba familiar ka na sa atua. So ginapakuan niya na tapos so through television no, so gina-play niya dito ang tape, then after ato is ginakuha na mog reflection and makaingon ko nga kanang nadyo kay ma-learn no kay kanang kumbaga ma-amaze ka ba like ingana di mag-work ang isa ka things ana. So it is a very useful and helpful pud siya no nga masabtan jud dayon sa students ang lesson ni teacher. So we have the computer mediated materials, and I think this is the last one. So this comprises all the varied materials that need a computer of some sort to enable them to be displayed, studied, or used. So for examples, we have the database system, calculation and data processing packages, substitute tutor packages, and substitute laboratory packages. So computer mediated materials, it is So basically, we will be using a computer to use this instructional material. So computer mediated material, so database system, like kanang mga websites or mga sites na where we can get and so or you will be using as a source sa atong or makuha tag ideas sa atong mga answers, or where we can reflect pod sa mga lessons na gitudlo sa teachers. So I think that would be all. So I hope you class get some knowledge in our discussion. So thank you for listening. So have a great day. God bless.